Greetings and salutations. My name's David Rodwin, and this is some epic bullshit. So I recently went to my first Shabbaton. It's a long weekend of being really Jewy. We went up to Ojai, California and stayed at Camp Ramah, where I actually slept in a bunk bed for the first time in 3 decades. We eat together, drink together, pray together, and learn together. And while I feel like I can hold a conversation about Torah with the little knowledge that I have, when it comes to prayer, I'm at a loss. Because while I had a bar mitzvah and I learned how to read the Hebrew alphabet, first of all, I have no idea what I'm saying. Second of all, Jews chant so blazingly fast it seems like it's a competition half the time to get to the end, and I can often barely just follow along. Worse, there are some prayers that go on for multiple pages and go from being spoken and chanted to being totally silent, and somewhere in the middle of that, they descend into this mumbling. Now, I used to love this when I was a kid. Everyone would be going at a different pace, and you couldn't understand what they were saying, but they all seemed to know what they were doing, and they all start genuflecting more and twisting from side to side, and it was all very exciting, and I didn't know what was happening, but I knew that when I got older, I would be doing it as well. But I never learned how. I seriously thought it would happen by osmosis, the way you go to a foreign country and you just sort of pick up the language. But here I was at the Shabbaton so many years later, and there are 200 people around, and most of them, 90%, are parents with kids. There's only maybe 24 of us that are single and younger folk. So I gravitate over to them thinking like, I'm in their league, this'll be cool. So I'm standing next to this one girl. She's maybe 25 years old, cute as a button, totally unthreatening. But when we get into the Amida and we go from the spoken section into the mumbling murmur, she is all over it. She is just going full force, and I still have no idea what to do. And as she is entranced in her world of prayer, I am simultaneously filled with extraordinary jealousy, and I marvel at how she has just simply and easily descended into grace. And I look around the room and I wonder, how did everyone else learn this while I'm still in the dark? By age 40, there are so many things that I thought would have happened by now. I thought I'd have a job, or at least a career. I thought I'd be married, have a house, have kids, have fans. I thought by this time in my life I would just be hitting my stride and would be able to point to accomplishments with pride, not only to indicate that I have some success, but that it showed that I had the momentum to become a name that would be remembered, and that I'd drive a car made this century. I thought I'd know how to change a diaper, that I'd feel like I'm progressing in my life, that I understood the world more year by year instead of less day by day, that I'd be on better terms with my parents than I was in high school, and I thought by age 40, I'd know how to put myself to bed. And then my mind starts swirling in the everything thing, as Zay Frank likes to say, and I start thinking about all the paths that I could have taken that would get me to the place where I did understand Hebrew, and I could speak it, and I could read Torah effortlessly, but that isn't the person who I chose to be. And when it all gets so difficult, sometimes I think the only thing I can do is go and pray, so I head to temple, and the whole thing starts all over again. My name's David Rodwin, and this was some epic bullshit.